Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to break down the APPSC Degree Lecturer Computer Science previous paper of the year 2016 paper 2. There are actually 150 questions in this question paper. So we will cover first 75 questions in part 1 and the remaining 25 in part 2. I will explain complex concepts in simple terms and provide tips and tricks to help you in the exam. So whether you are a beginner or an experienced one, this video is for you. So let's start the video. First one, the minimum number of edges of a graph containing n vertices and c connected components is. So n vertices and c connected components is. A connected component is a subgraph where every pair of vertices is connected. To form a connected component with k vertices, we need at least k minus 1 edges. So if there are c connected components in a graph with n vertices, the minimum number of edges required is n minus c. So hence the correct answer is n minus c. Next one. In first order predicate logic, negation for all x p of x is equivalent to. So if we apply the negation to all the quantifier and the predicate here, then we will get that. So negation of for all is there exists. So there exists x and negation of p of x. So this is the answer. So option 2 is the correct answer. How many 6-member committees can be formed from 6 men and 4 women with a restriction that each committee should include equal number of men and women? So we have to form a 6-member committee, and in that 6-member committee there must be 3 men and 3 women. Okay, total 6-member committee we have to form. So we have 6 men and we need to choose 3 from them. So we have 6 men here and we have to choose 3 men from them. So how do we choose the men? So that is 6, C, 3. So we have to choose 3 men from the 6 men. And how do we choose the women here? So we have 4 women and we need to choose 3 from them. Okay, so we have already 4 women available. So we have to choose 3 from them. Right. So now if we apply the combinations here, so we know that the NCR formula is n factorial by r factorial into n minus r factorial. So what is the n here? So 6 factorial by r factorial, that is 3 factorial into n minus r factorial, that is 6 minus 3 factorial is 3 factorial. Okay, similarly here, if you apply the combinations formula, we get 4 factorial by 4 minus 3, that is 1 factorial into 3 factorial. So if you perform the operation, then we will get the answer as 20 here for men, and ways of choosing women is 4. So total number of ways to form the committee is 20 into 4, that is 80. So correct answer is 80. Option 2. So next question. Consider 4-character long codes generated by using an alphabet consisting of 8 characters with no restriction. So we have to form 4-character long codes using the alphabet consisting of 8 characters. And the number of repetitions of a character in a code. How many codes have at least 1 character repeated? So how many codes have at least 1 character repeated? So this is the question given. So total number of codes without any restriction is, so we have to form 4-character long code from the 8 characters. So 8 power 4, that is equals to 4096. Next, total number of codes with all unique characters. That is choosing 4 distinct characters from 8 and arranging them. So here we are using the permutations. So P of 8, 4. So we are choosing 4 characters from the 8 characters. That equals to 8 factorial by 8 minus 4 factorial. So that is 8 factorial by 4 factorial, which is equals to 1680. Right. Codes with at least one character repeated. So I have to find out how many codes have at least one character repeated. So to find out this one, we have to subtract 4096 minus 1680. So then we will get the at least one code, one character which is repeated here. So 4096 minus 1680, that equals to 2416. So this is the correct answer, 2416. Right. So next one. How many distinct Boolean functions can be formed from n Boolean variables? A Boolean function takes n Boolean variables, each can be 0 or 1. So here the number of possible inputs is 2 power n. For each of these inputs, we can assign either 0 or 1 as the output. So the total number of Boolean function is 2 power n. So the correct answer is 2 to the power of 2 to the power of n. Next one. In order for a function to be invertible, it should be. A function is invertible if we can find the unique inverse function for it. For a function to have an inverse, it must be 1 to 1, that is injective and onto subjective. It must be both 1 to 1 and onto. So this ensures that each input has a unique output and that every element in the codomain has a pre-image. So option 3 is the correct answer. What is the maximum value of the function f of x equals to x square minus 3x plus 5 in the interval 0, 5? What is the maximum value of the function f of x equals to x square minus 3x plus 5 in the interval 0, 5? So given f of x value here, so we need to find the maximum value in the interval 0, 5. So find f of x at the end point and the critical point. So first of all, we have to take the derivative of the f of x. So f dash of x equals to, so what is the f dash of x? So 2x minus 3. So this is the f dash of x. So now set f dash of x equals to 0 to find the critical point. So let f dash of x equals to 0 to find the critical point. So 2x minus 3 equals to 0. That is x equals to 3 by 2. So now we need to evaluate the f of x at x equals to 0 and x equals to 5 and x equals to 3 by 2. Okay. So first f of 0, we will find the f of 0 equals to, substitute the value 0 in the given f of x. Then we will get the answer as 5. Now f of 5, substitute the value 5 in f of x. So we will get 25 minus 15 plus 5, that is 15. And f of 3 by 2. So substitute the 3 by 2 in x here. So we get 3 by 2 whole square minus 3 into 3 by 2 plus 5. So here the answer will be 9 by 4 minus 9 by 2 plus 5, that is 4.75. Okay, so the answer is 4.75. So if we got the values for 0, f of 5 and f of 3 by 2. So from the given values, the maximum value is 15 at x equals to 5. Okay, so answer is 15. Next. In an IT company, given that probability of finding an employee with programming skills is 0.7, documentation skills is 0.6, and the probability of finding an employee with either skills is 0.9. Then what is the probability of finding an employee with both the skills? So programming skills is 0.7, documentation skill is 0.6. Okay. So we use the formula here for any probability, that is P of A union B equals to, so P of A union B equals to P of A plus P of B. P of B minus P of A intersection B. Okay. So we consider the programming skills as A, P of A, that is 0.7 plus P of B as the documentation skills, that is 0.6 minus. So we need to consider the P of A intersection B, that is either of the skills as a 0.9. So if we perform the P of A intersection B, so either of the skills means A in and B, 0.9. Okay. So now if we perform the addition here, so we'll get P of A intersection B equals to 0.42. Okay, so this is the P of A intersection B value, so which is the third option. Let A, B and C are finite sets. Which of the following options is true if x equals to A intersection B minus B intersection C and y equals to A minus A intersection C minus of A minus B. So this problem involves set operations. Given that x and y represent similar set expressions, we check for equality using set algebra. So the given condition satisfy, that is x equals to y. So that's why the correct answer is x equals to y. So which of the following options is true with regard to a relation R defined on ordered pair of integers as given below? A relation is partially ordered if it is reflexive, antisymmetric and transitive. A relation is equivalent if it is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So the given relation doesn't satisfy these conditions, so it is neither partially ordered nor an equivalence relation. Next. The Hasse diagram representing a lattice P when turned upside down represents the poset Q. Poset Q is a dual of P and lattice. A pair of dice is tossed twice. What is the probability of scoring 9 at least in one of the two times? A pair of dice is tossed twice. What is the probability of scoring 9 at least in one of the two times? So we have to score 9 here. The sum must be scored when we toss two dice. So what is the total number of outcomes? Total possible outcomes when rolling two dice is 6 square. Two dice, right? And possible outcomes, that is sum to 9. So that sum to 9 is 3, 6, 6, 3, 4, 5 and 5, 4. So these are the only 4 possibilities are there. So probability of scoring 9 in a single toss. What is the probability of scoring 9 in a single toss? So that is 4 by, so we have 4, right? 4 by 36 square, that is 4 by 36. So that is equals to 1 by 9. 4 by 36 is 1 by 9. Now, find the probability of not scoring 9 in a single toss. We will first find out the probability of not scoring 9 in a single toss. So probability of not scoring 9 is, so we have to subtract the given value from 1. So 1 minus 1 by 9. So that is 8 by 9. So this one is only for a single toss. So find the probability of not scoring 9 in both the tosses. Since the tosses are independent, we have to multiply these probabilities. That is 8 by 9 into 8 by 9. So which is equals to 64 by 81. Now, so we need to find the probability of scoring 9 at least once. So this is the complement of not scoring 9 in both the tosses. So then, so at least means we have to subtract the given value with 1. So 1 minus 64 by 81. So that is 17 by 81. So that is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following probability distribution is applicable to consider the problem of estimating the probability of exactly 2 defective items manufactured in an industry in a batch of 20 items. If the probability of manufactured defect is 0.1. So here we are looking for the probability of a specific number of successes, that is a defective item, in a fixed number of trials, that is 20 items. So each trial has only 2 outcomes, that is it may be a defective or non-defective. The probability of success is constant, that is 0.1. So here the trials are independent. These characteristics perfectly describe a binomial distribution. So that's why option 2 is the correct answer. Next one. The proportional expression of negation PRQ implies Q implies P is. So here negation PRQ implies Q implies P. That is a negation PRQ So here negation P or Q implies Q implies P. So it is written as Q implies P is written as negation Q or P. So now, so if we apply the implication here, so negation P or Q or negation Q or P. So we know that P implies Q equals to negation P or Q formula. So we apply that formula here. So now if you open this parenthesis here, so you get P or negation Q or negation Q or P. So here the both variables are same. So P or P equals to P only, right? So that is the answer is not tautology. So that's why the answer is not a tautology. So it is resulting in the P or negation Q itself. Next. The maximum number of non-zero element of a n by n matrix whose nth element is equal to 0 for all I less than j is. So here the correct answer is n into n plus 1 by 2. The given condition means a triangular matrix where elements are 0 for all I greater than z. The upper triangular matrix has non-zero elements in the upper half and the diagonal. The total number of non-zero elements is n into n plus 1 by 2. The value of the postfix expression a b c into de plus divided minus where a equals to 20, b equals to 3, c equals to 4, d equals to. The value of the postfix expression abc into de plus divided minus where a equals to 20, b equals to 3, c equals to 4, d is equals to 1 and e equals to 5 is. So first of all we have to convert this postfix expression into prefix expression or infix notation. Then we can solve this problem. So first for converting the given postfix expression we have to use the stack. So we have A, B, C. So now apply the multiplication operator here. The multiplication operator. So this will result in D into C, right? So that is A, B into C. Now we have D and E operators. So D and E operators are pushed into the stack. Now we have to apply the addition operator here. So we will get the plus. So now we have to pop the elements and perform the addition here. So we have A, B into C, D plus E. Now we have the division operator. We have to push the division operator. Then so what will happen? All the elements will get popped here. These two operands will get popped out, and so we'll perform the division between these two operators. Pop two operators. That is B into C by B plus E. So B into C by B plus E. And the last operator is minus. So now if we pop the elements here, we will get answer as A minus B into C divided by B plus E. So this is the infix expression for the postfix expression. So now we can apply the values into the given values. So that is a 20 minus b into c, that is 3 into 4 is 12 by d plus e. So 1 plus 5 is 6. So 20 minus 12 by 6 is 2. So based on the precedence, so we have first apply the division and multiplication operator. Right. So 12 by 6 is 2. So 20 minus 2 is 18. So answer is 18. Next. Consider optimal implementation of two stacks growing in opposite direction in a single array A of n. If T1 and T2 denote the stack pointers, which of the following checks for stack full conditions? So here the answer is T2 equals to T1 plus 1. So first of all, we will understand this problem. So we have a single array that holds two stacks here. So we have a single array that holds the two stacks. Okay. So one stack grows from the left side, that is this side. So this is the left stack and right stack. Okay. So left stack and right stack. And the other grows from the right, that is the T2. So this is the T1 and T2. Okay. The stacks are considered full when they meet or cross each other. Right. If they cross or meet each other, then it is considered as full. If the stacks are full, the next available position for T1 would be T1 plus 1. And if the stack is full of T2, the next available position will be T2 minus 1. Right. So for T1 it is T1 plus 1 and T2 minus 1. Let us assume the array has n elements. The condition for full stack is T1 plus 1, that is equals to T2 minus 1. So by simplifying it, we will get T1 plus 2 equals to T2. However, the given options don't directly match this. Let us analyze the options in the context of the array size. If T1 returns the middle of the array n by 2 and T2 returns the middle of the array n by 2, they would be full. If T1 returns n by 2 and T2 returns n by 2 plus 1, they would be full. If T1 returns n by 2 minus 1 and T2 returns the n by 2, they would be full. So most likely the scenario is the stacks are full when T1 and T2 are adjacent. So that's why the condition is T1 equals to T2 minus 1. So that's why the answer is T2 is T1 plus 1. Which of the following types of linked list is fastest to delete a node pointed by P from a large collection of nodes constituting the list? So it is a doubly linked list. In a doubly linked list, each node has a pointer to both the previous and next nodes. Deletion is fast as we can directly modify pointers without traversing the list. Hence the correct answer is double linked list. Yes. Singly linked circular list with header pointing to the last node is the data structure preferred in the context of. So it is considered in the context of concatenating two lists into one list. If the in-order and pre-order sequence of nodes of a binary tree are CA, DD, FE, HE and DC, BA, GE, FH respectively, then the post-order sequence is. So given the in-order and pre-order sequence of nodes of a binary tree, we have to find out the post-order sequence. So first of all, we have to denote the left, root and right nodes of the given sequence of trees. Then we will draw the graph and then we will find out the post order sequence here. So here I have drawn the picture here. First the in order traversal here. So here given the in order and pre-order traversal here. Right. So we know that in-order traversal is left, root and right, and pre-order is root, left and right. So based on the given sequence, so we are going to divide the left node, left subtree, right subtree and root. So here the root is D, and the left nodes are CBA and right nodes are FEHG. Right. So here the sequence will vary. So we have to arrange that in a particular sequence based on the left root and the right node. So here the first step. So D is the root node with the left subtree CAB and right subtree FEHG. Next. So now again we have to partition this subtrees here, the left subtree and right subtree. So for left subtree, so the in-order sequence is CAB, okay, and the right subtree is CBA, okay. So here the C will become the root node and the left subtree and right subtree are A and B. Similarly here for the FEH, that is for the right subtree, so the in-order sequence is in the left, root and right. So now G will become the root node and the left node is the FEH. Right. So G will become the root node and the left node is FEH and right node is not mentioned here, right? So in the both orders, the right node is not obtained here. Next, third step. So now again we have to, so here the left subtree is complete and the right subtree we have to solve it. So G, FEH and EFH. So here E is the root node. So based on the given sequence, E is the root node and the F and H are the left and the right subtrees. Okay. So here E is the root node and the F and H are the right subtrees. So we got the tree here. So now we have to write down it in the post order sequence. So what is the post order sequence? So in the post order sequence, left node, right node, and then last root node will come. So now A, B, C. So this is the starting from the left subtree. And then so here we will check F, H and E. Right. So next, so we will write down the root node. First we have to write the child in left and right subtrees and then the root node. That is G, and at last we have to write the root node D. So now this follows the post order sequence of the given graph, given tree here. Right. So this is the correct answer. Option 3 is the correct answer. The next question is, construct a max heap dynamically to accommodate a stream of 8 integers. So given the sequence here, max heap as a descending priority queue. The least node, that is the farthest from the root node, is. So first we have to draw the max heap tree here from the given 8 integers. So here we will add the numbers one by one and maintain the max heap property. So the max heap property is the parent node is always greater than or equal to its children. Okay. So first, so we will consider the 48 as the root node. So 48 is the root node. Next, we will add the 34 here. So 34 is less than 48, right? So we will write the 34 here. The next one is 68. So 68, but it is not satisfying the max heap property. Okay. So that's why we have to swap these two values, that is 48 and 68. We have to swap these two values. Okay. So if you swap these two values, what we will get? So 68 will go up and the 48 will come down. Okay. So that is, so 68 will go up and 48 will come down. So 34 and 48. Now the next one is the 32. So 32 comes in the child node of 34. So the next one, so the next one is 1925. So the 19 will come here after the 32. So 19. and 25. So 25 will come here. And then the next one is 61. So 61 will not satisfy. 61 is greater than the parent node, that is 34. So now, so 61 will go up and 34 will come down. So 34. Right. Now it is satisfying the maxi property, right? The last one is the 53. So 53 is greater than the 48. So 53 will come and in the next 11, but it is greater than the 53 is greater than 48. So swap them. So now the 53 will come and the 48 will go down. Okay. So it is satisfying a maxi property. So again, if you check here, 48 is there, right? So 48 is greater than. So 48 is not following the maxi property because the parent node is less value compared to child node. So swap these two values here. So 32 and 48. So now 48 will go up and 32 will come down. Okay. So now the tree is 68, 61, 53, 48, 19, 25, 34 and 32. So these are the new nodes, right? Okay. So now the question asked is the farthest leaf node, that is the leaf node. Leaf nodes means the nodes without any children. So here, so 32, 19, 25 and 34 are the leaf nodes. And the farthest leaf node from the root is the one at the deepest level. So the deepest level node is 32. Right? So that's why the correct answer is option 432. Which of the following algorithms is fastest to find shortest path from a source node to a destination node in an unweighted connected graph? So here, the BFS traversal is the correct answer. Which of the following algorithm doesn't require priority queue for its implementation? The Warshall algorithm doesn't require any priority queue for its implementation. The priority queue is useful for algorithms that need to iteratively find the next closest node, like Dickitra's algorithm. However, Warshall's algorithm updates the path through all possible increment versions in a structured manner using a matrix, making a priority queue unnecessary. Consider a large disk file containing records each of a considerable size and an identification key. Which of the following methods is suitable to organize the file for faster access to a record given its key? So when dealing with large files, sorting alone is not efficient. The best approach is to apply key sorting and maintain an index to allow faster lookup rather than sorting the entire file. This method creates an index table enabling direct access to records using the keys. So here option 1 is the correct answer. Which of the following is preferred to organize very large indexed sequential disk files used for both interactive random access and co-sequential batch processing of its records? So here the correct answer is D plus 3. Which of the following probability distribution functions is used to predict the number of collisions in terms of packing density of a hash table? Poisson distribution. Why? Poisson distribution is used when we need to model random discrete events occurred within a fixed interval. In a hash table, collisions occur randomly, making Poisson the best fit for prediction. Next question. The best case time complexity of insertion sort algorithm is? Insertion sort runs in big O of n square, that is the worst case, whereas the best case is big O of n. So answer is option 1 is the correct answer. Which of the following is not used for time complexity estimation of an algorithm? So the answer is composite trapezoidal rule. Which type of algorithm design strategy is used in quick hull algorithm to find the smallest convex polygon that contains n given points in a plane? So here the correct answer is the divide and conquer approach. Quick hull algorithm finds the convex hull using the divide and conquer algorithm. It divides the set into two halves, solves them recursively and combines the result. Apply Gaussian elimination method for solving linear equations is an example of. So this is an example of a transform and conquer approach. Gaussian elimination simplifies equations by transforming the system into an easier one, that is the upper triangular matrix. So this follows the transform and conquer paradigm. The time complexity of an algorithm whose recurrence equation is P of n equals to 4 into P of n by 2 plus n square, and P of 1 equals to 1 is expressed as. So we can solve this type of problem using the Master's theorem. So in the Master's theorem we have the formula set. So f of n, so we have to compare the f of n value with n power log a base b. Okay. So here according to the Master's theorem, it is in the formula of P of n equals to a into P of n by b plus f of n. So P of n equals to a into P of n by b plus f of n. So here according to the formula, so a equals to 4 and b equals to 2. Okay. So now f of n is n square. So we need to compare the f of n value and the log n power log a base b. So f of n value and n power log a base b. You can check the Master's theorem. So which is given the link description. So f of n power log a base b. So what is the a value? So a value is 4 and b value is 2. So n power log 4 base b. So we can write 4 as 2 square, right? So 2 square. So now n power, so log base 2 will become 1. So n square. The answer is n square. And we know that f of n value is n square. So now f of n is equals to n power log a base b. So for this condition, so this is the average case. So in the average case, so we will get if the f of n equals to n power log a base b, then we will get the answer as theta of n power log a base b. Log a base b is 2, right? N square into log n. So this is the second condition. If this condition holds, then this will occur. So theta of n power log a base b into log n. So n square into log n. So this is the correct answer. So for the given recurrence equation, so if you solve using the Master's theorem, this is the correct answer. So option 2 is the correct answer. So these type of questions are most frequently asked. So you must be correct in solving you must know the technique how to solve the Master's theorem. So you can check the link below in the description box. So next one. Tries around the spanning tree algorithm for solving the traveling salesperson problem with Euclidean distances easier. It is a two approximation algorithm. Which of the following problems belong to the class NP-complete problems? So here Hamiltonian circuit problem and graph coloring problem belong to the NP-complete problem. NP-complete problems are those for which a solution can be verified in polynomial amount of time. If we solve one NP-complete problem in polynomial time, we can solve all NP problems in polynomial time. So here Hamiltonian circuit problem, that is finding a path visiting all vertices exactly once, and graph coloring problem that is assigning colors with minimal constraints or NP complete. Whereas the knapsack problem is NP hard but can be solved in pseudo polynomial time using dynamic programming. And Eulerian circuit problem, finding a cycle visiting each edge exactly once can be solved in polynomial time. So option 2 and 4 are actually correct. Which of the following sorting algorithms has the worst case time complexity of big O of n log n? So it is a med sort. So med sort always runs in big O of n log n time complexity, even in the worst case. Whereas quicksort has the big O of n square as the time complexity in the worst case. And bubble sort has a big O of n square in the worst case. And radix sort is a big O of nk. Okay, so the correct answer is the med sort. Which of the following sorting algorithm does in-place sorting with minimal space overhead? So answer is the heap sort. Heap sort uses only big O of 1 or big O of log n extra space and sorts in place. Med sort requires big O of 1, big O of n extra space, whereas the radix sort uses extra memory for digit sorting. Address calculation sort is not a commonly used sorting algorithm. The principle of replacing a function irrespective of the context is called. It is called as a referential transparency. Referential transparency means that a function always produces the same output for the same input without any side effects. So that is called as a referential transparency. Here static binding relates to compile time function linking, whereas the orthogonality refers to independence of different features in a system. And locality of reference relates to how memory is accessed efficiently. Which of the following predicate expressions represents the statement none of the students have failed in the test? So option 4 is the correct answer, because there doesn't exist any. So here X is a student. So here X is a student. So this means that there doesn't exist any student who has failed. So it is equivalent to saying none of the students have failed. So option 4 is the correct answer. The left hand side of an assignment should have. So it has the L value. L value refers to a memory location like a variable that can be assigned a value, whereas the R value refers to the actual data stored in a memory location. So if there is a memory location, so here L value refers to a memory location, that is the variable name. Okay. Whereas the R value refers to the actual data stored in the memory location. That is, suppose it is of data type 5 integer, then we can store the number 5. So this is the R value, this is the L value. So what will be the final value of variable A after executing the following pseudocode diagram? So A equals to -6, B equals to 10. If A greater than B, then if A less than 0, then A equals to A into B, else A equals to 2 into A. Let us check the execution of this program step by step. Check the first condition. So what is the first condition here? If A greater than B, so that means, so -6 greater than 10 or not. So this is false, right? So we will check the next one. So since the first condition is false, the code within the if block is skipped. Now the else part is given as A equals 2 into A. But the else part is implicitly executed. So there is no explicit code in the else in this case. So this means the value of A will remain unchanged. Okay. So here it is applying the multiplication of 2 with A, but it is not printing that value, right? So that's why the final value of A is still -6. So correct answer is -6. Next one. The higher level computer language Prolog is categorized as. It is categorized as a logical programming language. Prolog is a declarative language used in AI and logic-based applications. Unlike imperative languages like C, Java, Prolog uses facts and rules to derive conclusions. Consider a language with the following operations for string manipulation. The next question is, consider a language with following operations for string manipulation. So CAR of S returns the first character of the string S and CDR of S returns the suffix of S excluding the first character. That is, by removing the first character, it will print the remaining string. So we have to find out the concatenation of two strings given here. Okay. So given the string is PQRS. So first we will start from the middle part. That is CDR of S. So what is the CDR? So CDR means we have to remove the first character. Okay. So excluding the first character, we have to print the remaining part. So if we remove the first character here, so what is the remaining character? QRS. So CDR of QRS and the CAR of CDR. Okay. So now next CDR of QRS. So we have to remove the first part, the prefix value, and it will return the suffix value. So it will return the RS. So CAR of RS. So what is the CAR of RS? So CAR means it will return the first character of string S. So here the first character is R. Now, so we have to find out the CAR of S. So CAR means the first character of the S. So what is the first character in S? P. So here P. So we have to concatenate the P comma R. So concatenation means adding two strings. So if we add this, it will result in PR. So this is the answer. Option 1 PR. So next one. What is printed by the following C program segments? So here the values are A equals to 40 and B equals to 25. So this will declare two integer variables A and B, initializing A to 40 and B to 25. So next one is the assignment and printf. So here printf percent d comma A equals to B is the key part. So A equals to B is an assignment expression in C. Assignment is an operator that not only assigns the value of B, which is 25, to A, but also returns the assigned value 25. So here the printf will take the value written by the assignment operator. So here the B value is 25, right? It will get copied to the A also. So now A equals to 25 here. Okay. So it will get copied to the percent B. So printf will take the value written by the assignment, that is A equals to B. So here A is 25 and prints it as a decimal integer. So therefore the output of this given code is 25. Next one. Which combination of the integers variables A, B and C makes the nested conditional expression A greater than B, A greater than C and A colon C and A colon C. And next B greater than C, so B greater than C, B colon C. So this is one set. So if this condition is satisfied, then this will happen. So that is the given expression. So now A equals to, so we have to check each and every option for this one. So here the correct option given is 3, option 3. So let us check the option 3. So A equals to 6, B equals to 10, C equals to 8. So if A greater than B, so first one is if A greater than B. So 6 is greater than 10. Right? It is a false. Next, B greater than, so next one is B greater than C. So which is 10 greater than 8. So which is correct. So here the result is B of 10 is correct. So which will evaluate to the value 10. Next one. So consider the following declaration statement followed by two assignment statements in C. So what will be the printed by this code segment? So to solve this problem, we must be clear about the pointers. So here given int a. So a value is 14 and a reference to a and a reference to b. So here consider a memory location a. Okay, with the integer value. So integer value is 14 here. The next one is the value at b equals to address of a. So value at b equals to address of a. What is the address of a? Let us consider address of a as 100. So value at b. So the value at the memory location b is the address of the a. That is 100. Now let us consider the address location of b as 104. So now next let us consider another location, that is a pointer to pointer. Okay. So C. So it is pointing to another pointer location, right? So C is pointing to another address location, that is it is a pointer to pointer. So it is pointing to which one? Address of B. So what is the address of B? 104. Okay. So given A equals to 14 and the pointer to pointer C equals to 20. So now print of % B comma A. So actually A value is 14 and when you assign the C pointer to pointer as 20, then it will get erased and the 20 will be overridden here. Okay. So it will print the value A value as 20. So answer is it prints the 20. Is correct. Which of the following is not a type of constructor? That is a friend constructor. Friend functions can be accessed to private members of a class but are not constructors. Constructors initialize objects in a class and can be default constructor, parameterized constructor, and copy constructor. Next one. Which one of the following cannot be a friend? So it is the object. So friend functions and friend class can access private members of a class, whereas an object cannot be declared as a friend because it is an instance of a class, not a function or a class definition. What should be the name of the constructor? So it must be same as the class name. Okay. So we must know about the properties of the constructor also. What is the output of the following program? Let us check the output of the given C++ program. So here given the class as a sample. So this will declare a class name as sample and private int a comma b. So this declares two private integer values, that is a and b, within the sample class. So private members can only be accessed from within the class itself or by using the friend functions. So next one is a public void test. So this will declare a public member function test. Public members can be accessed from outside the class also. And here a value and b value is initialized in the public void test. Then friend int compute of sample e1. So this will declare a friend function compute that takes a sample object as input and returns an integer. Friend functions are not members of the class but have access to its private members. So int compute sample e1. So this will define the compute function. So here the return int of e1.a plus e1.b minus 5. So inside the compute function, it calculates the e1.a as 100 and e1.b as 200, that is 300, and it will convert it into an integer. So 300 minus 5, that is 295. So now the main program will get called. And sample stage E will create an object E of the sample class, and E.test will call the test function. So it will call a test function on the E object, setting E.a to 100 and E.b to 200. And the compute will compute the function. So this one it will compute, and the answer is 295. So 295 will get printed here. So correct answer is 295. Option. The correct answer is 295. So next, which of the following approach is generally adopted by C++ programming? So that is the bottom up. C++ C++ and Java will use the bottom-up approach where small modules, that is objects and functions, are created first, then integrated into larger programs. Whereas the C follows a top-down approach where the main function is written first, then sub-functions are developed. Which of the following is correct way of declaring object of a class? That is the class namespace object name. How many objects can be created in a single class? So it is as many as required. There is no limit to the number of objects you can create from a class. What is the process? So which of this process occur automatically by Java runtime system? So that is the serialization and the garbage collection. Serialization and deserialization can occur automatically by Java runtime system, whereas garbage collection also occur automatically, but it is done by CPU or the OS, not by the Java runtime system. Java automatically removes unused objects using the garbage collection to free up the memory. Next, the new operator in Java. The new operator in Java assigns memory for the new variable. So new keyword will allocate memory dynamically for an object. Yes, this keyword in Java. So this keyword in Java is used to refer to the current class object. That is to refer to the current object inside a class. So which of the following digital components are used for odd parity bit generation and checking in the process of transmission error detection? So that is the XOR gates. Parity bits are used in error detection and are generated using the XOR gates. The next one. How many ones are there in the result produced by 8-bit 2's complement addition of 29 and minus 46? So here we have to convert the 29 into binary value and the minus 46 into binary value. And solve it. So 29, if you convert the 29 into binary value, then it is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. And minus 46 is 1, 1, 0, 1 and 0, 0, 1, 0. So if you perform the addition of these two values, then it will result in 1, 1, 1, 1. Right. So then the answer is 7 ones. We have the all ones here. Right? So how many ones are there in the result? So there are 7 ones here. Next one. The micro operation that performs the division of a signed binary integer by 2 is arithmetic shift right. Whereas if you perform the multiplication operation, then it is arithmetic shift left. The number of full and half adders required to add 16-bit number is. So it is 1 half adder and 16 full adders. The simplified sum of products form of the Boolean expression P plus Q dash plus R dash into P plus Q dash plus R dash is dash. So given the Boolean expression in the product of sum form, so we have to get the simplified sum of products of this Boolean expression. So we have to draw the K-map and solve this problem. So then we will get the answer P plus Q dash into R dash. Consider the implementation of a Boolean function of n variables using only one multiplexer and one inverter. The minimal specification of size of multiplexer required is. So it is 2 power n minus 1 input and 1 output. A multiplexer will select one of its 2 power n inputs and forward it to the output. So a Boolean function of n variables requires a multiplexer with a 2 power n minus 1 input and 1 output. How many 64K into 1 RAM chips required for 256 KB memory? So here, what is the one RAM chip size? That is 64K into 1 bit. So 64K into 1 bit. So one RAM chip size is 64K into 1. And the total required memory is 256 KB. So that means we can write 256 KB as so 256 into KB means 1024 means, right? So 1024 into kilobyte. Byte means 1 byte equals to 80. So the number of chips needed is the total number of chips needed is 256 into 1024 into 8 by 64K into 1. So 64 into K means 1024 into 1 byte. So into 1. So if you solve this one, we will get the answer. Consider a hard disk containing 1000 cylinders, 10 platters each with 2 recording surfaces and 63 sectors per track. What is the position of the sector whose 3D disk address is 200, 15, 55, representing cylinder surface sectors respectively. So we have to find out the position number of the sector. So sector number equals to cylinder into, so we have to solve it by the formula. Cylinder into surfaces into sectors per track. So plus surface into sectors per track plus sector. So this is the formula to find out the sector number. So here the cylinder is 200. Right. So 200 into, so what is the S value? Surfaces are, so surfaces given here is 15, right? So 15 into the sectors per track. So what is the sectors per track? 63 plus 15 into sectors per track. Sectors per track is 63, right? 63 plus 55. So if you solve this one, you will get the answer. That is 25,000, 2,53,000. Next one. When the cache memory is 30 times faster than main memory and the cache hit rate ratio is 90%, the speed up gained using the cache memory is approximately. So here the formula for the speed to calculate the speed up of the cache memory is time without cache by average memory access time. Okay. So that is the time. So time without cache by average memory access time. So here the average memory access time means, so it is a combination of hit time plus a miss rate and miss penalty. So we have to calculate the average memory access time equals to hit time. So what is the hit time here? So hit time is 1 unit, right? So hit time is 1 unit and miss ratio and 30 units of a miss penalty. Okay. So if you calculate all these things, we will get the hit time plus miss rate, that is 0.1 into miss penalty, that is 30. So if you calculate this, we will get so 1 plus 3 equals to 4 units. So here the hit ratio is 90%, means miss will automatically be 10%. This is the miss ratio. So hit time plus miss rate into miss penalty. So this is the average memory access time. So time without cache. So time without cache is given as 30 because we always have to use RAM, so which is 30 times faster than the main memory. Cache memory is 30 times faster than the main memory. So 30 by 4, that equals to 7.5. So it is approximately 7.7 times in the given option. The addressing modes used in the machine instruction add x, y is. So it is a direct addressing mode. Which of the following is not a method used for data transfer between peripherals and memory? So that is pipelining. Pipelining is used for instruction execution, not for data transfer. In asynchronous serial transfer of characters, which of the following ordered pair of bits represent the used as delimiters for every character? So the answer is start and stop bits. So here the start bit must be 0 and the stop bit must be 1. So these will signal the start and the end of a character in serial communication. Which of the following options needs to be entered in order to add a value 20 to the shell variable x? So that is let x equals to $x plus 20. So you will use this to add shell variable to the add a value to the shell variable x. Consider the file named file1 in order to remove write permissions to the owner and grant execute permission to others. Which of the following Unix command is appropriate? So the option is the first one. So here the change mode changes the file permission, whereas the U minus W will remove the write permission from the owner, whereas the O plus X, that is, it will grant execute permission to others. So it will remove the write permission from the owner and it will add the execute permission to the others, to the file 1. The correct option is the option 1. Next one. The effect of executing the Unix command sort -t pipe +1 file 1. So this one is, that is option 3. So here this will act as the pipe will act as a field separator, and +1 will ignore the first column, that is before pipe, and sorts based on the second field. So here the option 3, that is sorts the lines of file 1 in ascending order after skipping content up to pipe in each line. Next one. Unix command used to compare the successive lines of file 1 with the corresponding lines of file 2 and output a 3-columnar report on lines unique to file 1, file 2 and common to both is. So it is a common space file 1, file 2. Common compares the two sorted files and 23 columns. First, the lines only in file 1. The first column will contain the only lines in file 1, and second column will contain the lines only in file 2, and third column will contain the lines common in both file 1 and file 2. Which of the following features is the best to support Java application development distributed across a network of Java virtual machines? So here the answer is the multicast sockets. Next one. Usage of semaphores for solving critical section problems sometimes results in busy waiting. Which of the following offers an effective remedy to avoid wastage of CPU cycles? So here the correct option is the block and wake up. So busy waiting happens when the process keeps checking a condition in a loop, like spin locks, wasting CPU cycles, whereas the block and wake up mechanism allows a process to sleep, that is block, instead of continuously looping, saving CPU usage. Which of the following strategy is adopted to deal with deadlocks that have occurred in OS? That is the detection and recovery. Deadlock detection checks if a deadlock has occurred, and the recovery methods are terminate process, and resource preemption. The last one. Which of the following methods is used to control crashing in demand paging systems? That is estimating process-wise demand for frames using working set model and limiting the total demand and controlling the page fault frequency with safe frames. So option 4 is the correct answer. That is both 1 and 2. Right? So here it is following the two options, first one option and second option. Crashing occurs when a system spends more time swapping the pages instead of executing the process. So here we will consider the working set model, that is, it will determine how many frames a process actually needs, and page fault frequency control also. It will adjust the number of processes to avoid excessive page faults. So these are the first 75 questions. So we will solve the remaining 75 questions in the next part. Thanks for watching.